Getting close to a start. Goldcrest Express, the last to move up. All set. Racing. Corwyn Bay jumps away on terms with them. Blue-Eyed Danny out wide, the first into stride. Robyn Dancer back towards the rear when they get going. 5/8 of a mile left to travel. Blue-Eyed Danny takes the early lead. In second position is Goldcrest Express, being followed by Letthebighossroll, and Delahousse has Corwyn Bay a close third or fourth on the rail. Asia is in that clump of horses. Robyn Dancer second last and out very wide. It's a tight clump into the far turn. Nava Star 3 lengths off last. Blue-Eyed Danny just in front of Goldcrest Express down the side. Corwyn Bay close enough if good enough. Third on the rail. Robyn Dancer with a quick bid out, 3 and 4 wide. Letthebighossroll splits them in the centre. Couple of lengths to Asia dropping out of it, and back towards the rear is Nava Star. Around the turn, just over 3/16 of a mile to go. Robyn Dancer continues that strong bid out wide on the track. Goes up and grabs a narrow lead from Goldcrest Express, followed by Blue-Eyed Danny. Corwyn Bay is well beaten, and Robyn Dancer strides clear. Down to the 16th, it's Robyn Dancer by a length to Blue-Eyed Danny. Up along the inside is Letthebighossroll, but Robyn Dancer is clear for Laffit. Pincay Jr. Robyn Dancer too good. Second, Blue-Eyed Danny just in front of Letthebighossroll, followed by Nava Star, Goldcrest Express, Corwyn Bay and Asia. Time on the race, 1:09 and 1/5. Unofficially 4:62. In the winner's circle, Robyn Dancer, a 4-year-old roan colt by Crafty Prospector from Double Dancer, bred in Kentucky by O.A. Cohen, raced by No Problem Stable and Herrick, trained by Darrell Vienna, and ridden by Laffit. Pincay Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, in the winner's circle now, presenting a trophy on behalf of Anheuser-Busch Incorporated to the winning connections of today's Bay Meadows Budweiser Breeders Cup Handicap is Mr. Lou Martigrano, the president of Martigrano Incorporated. Bay Meadows extends a warm welcome to Lou Martigrano as the feature becomes official. 4, 6 and 2. Those numbers are official. The $5 exacta returns $101. Now in the winner's circle with the winning rider, Laffit. Pincay Jr., the host of Bay Meadows today, Brian Beach.
Thank you, Michael. Laffit, this one looked like it was never in doubt. When you asked the question, he gave you the right answer.
That's right. I think I rode the best horse in the race. He broke a little bit, kind of slow, and but I was able to keep him close and in a good position, and in the outside, that's where he likes it. So coming down the stretch, and when he got the lead, I knew that I was going to win then.
That last race of his to Twilight Agenda probably set him up pretty well for this one.
That's right. He also broke a little bit late in that race, and or he would have probably finished second or closer to the winner. So I was hoping that today he broke better last time. He still broke a little bit slow, but like I said before, he was the best horse in the race.
All right, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Laffit Pincay Jr.
Thank you, Brian. The $2 daily triple on the numbers 264 has returned a dividend of $866.60. A field of 10 to go 6 furlongs in today's feature. Floor Marina is ready. Arendite, the last to move up. All in. Racing. Oh, one's in trouble. One loses the rider. Darrell Dancer dumps Ray Seville shortly after the break. Seville is conscious. He's moving. Along the back, 5/8 of a mile to go. And a good battle for early supremacy. Lexington Lear one away from the fence, just in front of Never Vanquished. 3 out. Fran's Cover Girl a close third along the rail. A length and a half away is Floor Marina running up to that spot. 4th on the outside of Charmer Gendarme. Shane Starr a close 6th into the far turn from Flight of Sharon. Ladies, excuse me, Arendite. And then the riderless Darrell Dancer running down the side. On the inside, Fran's Cover Girl is sharing the lead here with Lexington Lear. Going around the outside now is Charmer Gendarme about to ease 3 wide at the top of the stretch. Back behind them, Floor Marina, followed by Arendite and Shane Starr. Lexington Lear takes command into the stretch in the San Carlos and boots away 3 or 4 lengths. A nice turn of acceleration. Lexington Lear leaves them standing. Charmer Gendarme about to work past Fran's Cover Girl, but no hope of catching the leader. Lexington Lear a runaway victory. Lexington Lear and Tim Doocy win it by 8 lengths. Charmer Gendarme second. Ladies, excuse me, flies for third. In front of Fran's Cover Girl and Arendite, Shane Starr, Floor Marina, then Flight of Sharon and Never Vanquished. In the winner's circle after the San Carlos, Lexington Lear, a 2-year-old bay filly by Lear Fan from Bluegrass Baby, bred in Kentucky by John W. Rooker, owned by Ron Crockett, trained by Mark Molina, ridden to victory, and a most impressive victory at that by Tim Doocy. Charmer Gendarme second, number 6, after the photo for third. That spot is awarded to 9. Ladies, excuse me, so it's 369, unofficial. The time 1:09 and 3/5. Our shareholders on hand after the 8th are Leonard and Pauline Ackerman. And presenting the trophy to the winning connections of today's San Carlos Stakes, Mr. Jim Skeels, the Director of Parks and Recreation for San Carlos. Jim joined by his wife Nancy and their 3-year-old son Scott. So we extend a very warm Bay Meadows welcome to the Skeels family. The result is official. 369, the official numbers on race 8. The $5 exacta pays $202.50. .125 feet short of a mile and an 1/8. And leading the post parade is Kikala, number 1, bred in Great Britain by Whitbury Manor Stud, owned by J.H. Scherer, Dean Stern and William Vaughan, trained by Darrell, Vienna, to be ridden by Russell Bays. 2, Sentimentalize, bred in Florida by Farnsworth Farms and Taylor, is owned by Bennett, DeMush, Koski, Seafeld and Wilson, trained by Steve Weiberg. John Court has the riding assignment today. Number 3 is Something Merry, bred by Old English Rancho of California, owned by Betty, E.W. and Judy Johnston, trained by Don Warren, the assistant trainer Gary Benson. Ron Warren Jr. is up. 4, La Caldoune, bred in France by Harris de Verpuy, raced by Lisa and Robert Marino, prepared by Jude Felt, substitute trainer Alan Severinson. Martine Pedrosa is in the irons. Number 5, Big Squaw, bred by Sea Punch Ranch Incorporated, California. Big Squaw races in the colours of Robert Irvin, is trained by Alan Severinson. Denise Medeiros, the assistant trainer. Gary Belanger is aboard. Number 6, Ritos. Ritos, bred in Argentina by Harris Don Jacinto, raced by A.G. and L.G. Risden, trained by Henry Marino, ridden by Roberto Gonzalez. In the number 7 saddlecloth, Sweet Roberta, bred in France by Salomon Nathan, raced by Bert Bacharach, trained by Bill Shoemaker, Alan Severinson, the substitute trainer. Sweet Roberta will be partnered by Ron Hansen. 8 is Appealing Missy, bred in Kentucky by Bruce Maggard. Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Brody race Appealing Missy, who is trained by Ron McAnally, the substitute trainer Richard Lewis. Tom Chapman is up. Winding up the post parade, Zapateado number 9, bred in New York by Seymour Cone, raced by Nelson Barad and Luis Blanco. Luis Blanco puts the polish on Zapateado, who this afternoon will be partnered by Miguel Espindola. That's the field for the California Jockey Club Handicap. Off to Sweet Roberta comes up to gate 7, 2 of them out. Appealing Missy is set. Zapateado completes the line. Ready for action. Racing. Something Merry near the inside, jumps away okay. Out wide Zapateado about the first to hit the ground. La Caldoune showing a good turn of speed, as is Sentimentalize. From wider out on the track, Appealing Missy sailing across into a prominent berth. Followed towards the inside by Kikala, getting up onto the heels of Sentimentalize. In a bit of bother with a lap to go. Big Squaw between fillies and mares. Something Merry restrained early by Ron Warren Jr. drops out second last, with Sweet Roberta on her outside, and that pair about 6 lengths behind the bulk of the field, which is headed out of the stretch by Zapateado. Short of 3/4 of a mile to go. Zapateado bowling along 2 lengths clear of La Caldoune in a perfect spot. Second on the inside of Appealing Missy, nice and handy today. Ritos is running 4th, but out 3 wide around Big Squaw. Over on the fence next, Sentimentalize. 1.5 lengths to Kikala. After 6 comes Something Merry, and 5 lengths last is Sweet Roberta. About 20 lengths covers the field, with half a mile left to go, at Zapateado leading by a half length only to Appealing Missy, pouring on the pressure. Ritos out 3 wide, starts a strong move, gets up 3rd as they reach the far turn. Sentimentalizers poking through along the rail as they run around that bend. La Caldoune in between horses, followed by Big Squaw. A bit further back is Kikala, 2.5 to Something Merry, giving them 8 lengths start, and Sweet Roberta is struggling to keep in touch, 7 lengths away. Appealing Missy takes command around the turn for home from Zapateado. Ritos there at the right time of good enough, but given a crack with the whip. La Caldoune is starting to come home well. Something Merry down the extreme outside. Appealing Missy bursts clear inside the 8th pole. Appealing Missy by 2 lengths to La Caldoune. On the outside, Kikala. Something Merry running home well, but Appealing Missy still in front. Appealing Missy under Tom Chapman wins it brilliantly. Second home is La Caldoune, Kikala 3rd, followed by Something Merry, Zapateado, and then Big Squaw, Sweet Roberta, Sentimentalize, and Ritos disappointing last of all. The winner of the California Jockey Club Handicap is Appealing Missy. Appealing Missy back in the winner's circle. A 4-year-old bay filly by Lear from Out of Joint, bred in Kentucky by Bruce Maggard, raced by Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Brody. Appealing Missy is trained by Ron McAnally, substitute trainer Richard Lewis, and the winning rider Tom Chapman. The time 1:46 and 4. Presenting a trophy to the winning connections of today's California Jockey Club Handicap is Jockey Club Chairman of the Board and Secretary, Mr. Andy Berwick Jr. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as the result becomes official, 841 the official numbers. Brian Beach, host of Bay Meadows Today, has winning rider Tom Chapman with him in the winner's circle.
It looked like you were in the perfect spot and had the perfect trip.
Yes, we did. She had enough speed to get a good position going in the first turn, and we kind of inherited the lead actually before we wanted to. And I was able to give her a pretty good breather to the head of the lane, and when I asked her, she just went on about her business.
Last year you won this same race with Sweet Roberta. This time you win it again on a different mount.
Yeah, that's the way things go sometimes, and I just want to thank Mr. McAnally, and I want to thank the Lord.
All right, thank you. Winning rider, Tom Chapman.
Thank you, Brian. The $5 exacta on the 7th race pays $230.50. All set for the first running of the Woodside Stakes, 1 mile. Racing. Lexington Lear jumps away quite well. Latov and Group Ticket get the best of the start, but the favourite quickly accelerating in search of the lead. Society Doll crossing over from out wide. Ladies, excuse me, going through towards the inside. Illustrious Lady saving valuable territory, running through that turn, gets up third along the rail. On settling into stride, and one of the leaders here is Group Ticket, with the favourite Lexington Lear pressing hard. Lexington Lear 1 away from the fence, draws a neck clear of Group Ticket, a fair bit of pace on, and they open up 5 lengths to Illustrious Lady on the inside of Ladies Excuse Me. Latov settles down 5th, but is 8 or 9 lengths off the lead, followed by Society Doll, Anticipatory. Second last being Ashland Rose, and at the tail is Glances Gold. Along the back and 12 lengths covers the fillies. Lexington Lear clears them, has a lead of 1.5 lengths at the half-mile mark. Group Ticket running second from Illustrious Lady. Here's Hanson winding up Society Doll. He's going fast out 4 and 5 wide as they clump up. Latov is in that group from Ladies Excuse Me, Anticipatory, Ashland Rose, and 5 lengths last Glances Gold. Lexington Lear has them stacked up down to the 5/16. Lexington Lear just in front of Group Ticket, being followed by Society Doll, coming home very fast out wide. At the head of the others is Ashland Rose with a big burst around the outside, and further back is Latov. Into the stretch, 3/16 to go. Society Doll goes to the front. In second position on the outside is Ashland Rose. Lexington Lear has given in like a prick balloon, and Society Doll and Ashland Rose are drawing clear to battle out the Woodside. Ashland Rose just in front. Society Doll battling back. Ashland Rose under the whip, drawing a length clear, close to home though, and Ashland Rose is too good. In the middle of the track, Ashland Rose wins from Society Doll. Latov third. From Glances Gold running home strongly from the rear, then Anticipatory, followed by Illustrious Lady. Further back is Group Ticket, Lexington Lear, the first one beaten, and last is Ladies Excuse Me. The winner is Ashland Rose, number 2. A third place after the photo goes to number 5, Latov. 2, 9 and 5. The unofficial numbers in the time of 1:36 and 3/5. Ashland Rose coming back to the winner's circle. This filly was bred by the owner, Ed Friendly. In California, she's by Flying Paster from Quiet Flight, trained by Dan Hendricks and ridden by Joe Judice. In the winner's circle, presenting a trophy to the connections of today's Woodside Stakes winner, Ashland Rose, is Woodside Mare, Perry Vartanian and his wife Peggy. Now joining the Mayor and his wife in the winner's circle is Mr. Calvin Gunn, Chairman of the Woodside Planning Commission, and his wife Karen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm Bay Meadows welcome for our distinguished guests from Woodside. Now that result becomes official, 2, 9 and 5, the official numbers. The $5 exacta pays $353.50. Just about set now. Infamous Deed moves up. Set to go. Racing. Restless Con near the inside wins the start. Esker Island only fairly served. Infamous Deed off the mark in a hurry and moves up on terms with Restless Con as they come down by the 16th. About 2.5 lengths away third is Gypsy Native, followed into stride by Nadim, and then ongoing Mr. Barton Dean. Esker Island is last of all. A fair bit of speed on, some 12 or 14 lengths covers the field. Restless Con leads out of the stretch by a length. Infamous Deed is up close handy second, and they kick away by 3 lengths to Gypsy Native. 2 lengths away fourth is Nadim, 7 lengths off the early action. Break of a couple of lengths to ongoing Mr. from Esker Island, moving up around Barton Dean. They swing to the back, 5/8 of a mile out in the Bart Invitational, and it's Restless Con, the roan colt, bowling along 2.5 lengths clear of the 3-year-old Infamous Deed. 4 lengths to Gypsy Native, followed by Nadim, and then a group of them back in the rear. Barton Dean is on the rail from Esker Island, and ongoing Mr. between that pair. Along the back towards the far turn, Restless Con in charge by over 2 lengths to Infamous Deed. Gypsy Native sneaking closer, gets up third, followed by Nadim, Barton Dean, ongoing Mr. and Esker Island is last of all. Restless Con is going very boldly down to the 5/16. He's 4 lengths clear of Infamous Deed, and 2 further back as Nadim working up on the outside, followed by Gypsy Native. A break to Barton Dean, but Restless Con has a big lead at the top of the stretch, and Restless Con by 2 lengths. Infamous Deed is issuing a strong challenge now, gets within a length of the roan colt. Infamous Deed goes up on terms and now takes the lead away from Restless Con, and then Gypsy Native and Nadim. It's the 3-year-old Infamous Deed breaking clear. Infamous Deed in front close to home. He's a real up-and-comer. Infamous Deed does it well. Seconds above of the head between Gypsy Native and Nadim. Restless Con got weary, missed the place. Followed further back by Barton Dean. Ongoing Mr. and Esker Island was last. Now please note the inquiry sign has been posted. It's 8 and a photo, but the inquiry sign has been posted. And the third-placed Nadim. Infamous Deed unaffected, back in the winner's circle, victorious in the Bart Invitational Handicap. Infamous Deed, a 3-year-old bay colt by Shadid out of Respect the Flag. Bred in Kentucky by 3 Chimneys Farm and Wooden Horse Investments. Raced by Sydney Field, trained by Paul Nauta, and was ridden by Ron Warren Jr. The time, 1:43 2/5. Please hold all tickets. A steward's inquiry is pending. Now in the winner's circle, presenting a trophy to the winning connections of today's the Bart Invitational Handicap is Mr. Ron Stolich, owner and operator of Blooming Hills Farm in Clements, California. Blooming Hills is the home of the good sires Shane Kite, Candy's Gold and Baron O'Dublin. Now they're set. Ready to go. 1 mile for the day's feature. Racing. Good even dispatch, wired to go, and Miss Jessie towards the outside. 2 of the first into stride. Tanya's Tuition is going up into a prominent spot, and Bunker kicks up along the rail to be close handy through the clubhouse turn. Classy Vigora forcing Annual Reunion a touch wide with 7/8 to go. A length and a half Sentimentalized caught a bit deep from Edge of Heaven between horses. A length further back in the field then is Big Squaw, and 2 1/2 to Aloha Kareen, with 3/4 of a mile to travel in the Los Altos, and Wired to Go leads the way to the backstretch. It's Wired to Go by a half length, not a great deal of pace on. Miss Jessie running second. A length and a half to Classy Vigora third, and quite rank. Annual Reunion can't get on the track, so is going forward. Out 3 and 4 wide up to 4th placing now. Her stablemate is close handy, that being Tanya's Tuition over towards the inside, only 2 1/2 from the lead. A length and a half further back is Bunker in company with Sentimentalized. 3 lengths further back is Edge of Heaven, clear of Big Squaw, and 5 to Aloha Kareen. Turning down the side, Wired to Go by a head only to Miss Jessie. A length and a half to Tanya's Tuition. Annual Reunion's out very wide. Classy Vigora between that pair, only a length covering the first 5 coming towards the turn. Followed next at the head of the others by Sentimentalized, warming up along the rail, and a bit further back is Bunker as they turn for home, where Wired to Go and Miss Jessie are the joint leaders. Sentimentalizers getting through along the inside. On the outside, Tanya's Tuition is charging at the leaders. Tanya's Tuition goes to a narrow lead. Tanya's Tuition just in front. Sentimentalized can't quite reach them along the rail. Tanya's Tuition to score another win. Tanya's Tuition for Chuck Gender wins at a half length. It's a big finish for second between Miss Jessie, Wired to Go, and Sentimentalized. In behind them, Edge of Heaven, followed next by Annual Reunion, who failed to go on with it. Bunker next, followed further back by Big Squaw, Classy Vigora, and Aloha Kareen was always last. Time on the race, 1:36 3/5. 4 under photo. We stand by for advice of second and third. Here's Tanya's Tuition being led back to the winner's circle. Another win for this filly. She's in sparkling form. Tanya's Tuition, a 4-year-old bay by Decord from Tucked In. Bred in Tennessee by Bendabout Farm Incorporated. Raced by Al Hoffman, HFT. Trained by Chuck Gender, Bill Patterson, the assistant trainer, and the winning rider, Jack Cannell. Presenting a trophy to the winning connections of today's Los Altos Invitational Handicap is Mr. Charles W. Bidwell III, Vice President of Sportsman's Park in Illinois. We at Bay Meadows most pleased and honoured to have Mr. Charles W. Bidwell III on hand to make the trophy presentation after our feature today, the Los Altos Invitational Handicap. Now second goes the way of Miss Jessie, number 10, with number 7 Wired to Go third. 4, 10 and 7, and those numbers are official. Fourth, number 9, Sentimentalize. The $5 exacta pays $158 even. The $2 daily triple on the combination 7, 4 and 4, $146.80. Sanger Brave completes the line. They're set to go. Racing. Time to Pass and Goldcrest Express, the first 2 away. RC Diamond and Play Blanc are going up to 3rd and 4th respectively, followed into stride next by Sanger Brave on the outside of Freezing Dock, Majestic Isle and Christopher the last pair, with 7/8 of a mile to go in the San Joaquin, and the leader is Goldcrest Express, 3/4 of a length. Time to Pass, 2 1/2 to RC Diamond, a fair degree of speed on there, 6 lengths clear then of Freezing Dock going forward along the inside of Pay Blanc, 1 1/2 Sanger Brave Majestic Isle, and Christoph is last of all, 12 or 14 off these two leaders, who are cutting at one another with 5/8 to go. Time to Pass and Goldcrest Express. They're 6 lengths clear of RC Diamond. Freezing Dockers 2 lengths away fourth. Similar break to Pay Blanc. 6 away Majestic Isle, joining Sanger Brave, and Christoph is last inside that pair. Goldcrest Express by a neck with half a mile to go from Time to Pass, and they're worrying each other's brains out. They're clear by 5 to Freezing Dock, who's closing stylishly with the drop on the leading pair. 2.5 to RC Diamond, flat to the boards, being followed next by Pay Blanc, and a big long break of about 10 lengths further back to Christoph, and towards the rear also Majestic Isle and Sanger Brave. Time to Pass the leader at the top of the straight. Goldcrest Express faints, and the leader into the stretches. Time to Pass narrowly over Freezing Dock, called upon by Mesa. Had an inclination to duck in behind the leader, but is out after him now, and Pay Blanc is down the outside with Majestic Isle. Time to Pass just in front. Freezing Dock is almost level. Pay Blanc is third. On the outside, Freezing Dock trying to grab the lead. Time to Pass won't give in. Time to Pass, Freezing Dock split the wire. Freezing Dock in the last straight, a half head to Time to Pass. Third either Majestic Isle or Pay Blanc, followed by Sanger Brave. Christoph never a chance from RC Diamond, and last is Goldcrest Express. Photo. Time 1:37 and 1/5. The winner of the San Joaquin Invitational Handicap is Freezing Dock, bred in Kentucky by James Burchell and Alvin Haynes, owned by Three Sisters Stable, trained by Mike Chambers, assistant trainer Mitchell Ravelich, and Rafael Mesa, the winning rider. Now one gets third. Majestic Isle is third. The unofficial result is 6, 7 and 1. Now stepping in to make a trophy presentation to the connections of the winner of the San Joaquin Invitational Handicap is a gentleman who many times graced the winner's circle here at Bay Meadows throughout a memorable riding career, and who now is manager of the Midwest Division of the Jockeys Guild. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big Bay Meadows welcome for Mr. Ronnie Banks. Now the result is official. 6, 7 and 1, the official numbers on race 8. Ready now. Line good. Racing, or Slip With Me, stumbled out of the gate. Her nose almost scraped the ground. She's recovered very quickly. In fact, Steiner's going to take her up to contest the lead. Little Ricky S showing speed with Haunting shortly after the break. Ms. Highblade is fourth with a lap to go. 1.5 lengths to Through Time, getting across 1 over off the rail from Peter Hoff's Petit. 1.5 lengths to Nymphia Claire de Leaf, and further back Sprucery, Officer Lee and Loretta Wolf. Through the clubhouse turn, and it's Slip With Me, slipping away to lead by 2 lengths over Little Ricky S. 3 lengths to Haunting, 1.5 Ms. Highblade. Similar breakaway next is Through Time, covering Peter Hoff's Petit as they string right out. Couple to Nymphia, 4 to Claire de Leaf, 2 Sprucery, Officer Lee and Loretta Wolf is last, and about 16 lengths covers the field as Joe Steiner aboard Slip With Me leads down past the half mile by some 3 lengths. Little Ricky S is running second, a decisive margin to the rest. Haunting is 5 lengths away third from Miss Highblade. 1.5 lengths Through Time, Peter Hoff's Petit the fence, a length further back to Nymphia. After 5 comes Loretta Loretta Wolf picking up ground on the inside from Claire de Leaf, Sprucery and Officer Lee through the far turn, and it's been a true pace set by Slip With Me. Comes down the side and the Palo Alto with a 3 lengths lead. Little Ricky S is running second. Now Ron Warren Jr. warming up Miss High Blade. She gets up within 2.5 of the leader as they come to the home turn, followed by Haunting, and further back is Peter Hoff's Petit, and through time from Loretta Wolf. They flatten for the run in, 3/16 of a mile to go. Slip With Me by over a length. Miss High Blade is giving chase, goes to second. Down the outside is Nymphia finishing fast from a long way back. On the inside it's still Slip With Me just in front, tackled now by Miss High Blade, then Nymphia. Miss High Blade sweeps clear close to home, and Miss High Blade goes on to win about a length to the fast finishing Nymphia, with Slip With Me third. Then Peter Hoff's Petit, through time Sprucery, Loretta Wolf, Haunting, followed by Claire de Leaf, and back in the pack Little Ricky S weakening right out of it. Officer Lee was always back there at the tail. Miss High Blade the winner, number 6. The winner of the Palo Alto Handicap, Miss High Blade, is a 3-year-old bay filly by Highland Blade from Darling Miss Q, bred by Calumet Farm in Kentucky, owned by Desert Spring Stable, trained by Fordell Fierce, and ridden to victory by Ron Warren Jr., and that's Ron's second win on today's card. After the photo for second, 11 Nymphia secures that placing. 12 is third, Slip With Me. Unofficially, it's 6:11:12 in the time of 1:44 and 4. And we're very pleased to have on hand for the presentation after the Palo Alto Handicap, Mr. Grant Gunderson and his lovely wife Tammy. Grant Gunderson, the Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Bay Meadows Operating Company. That result is now official. 6:11:12 the official numbers. Waiting on Nadim and Cool Gold Mood. All in. Racing. Cool Gold Mood and Rudy's Fantasy, 2 of the best into stride. Ever Ready and Nadim are showing some speed, and so too is Toka T, looking for the lead from gate number 4. Rabinski is up nice and handy. Ski Champ getting back towards the rear, is racing on the outside of Bat Shoof. Cool Gold Mood, after jumping okay, drifts back next to last, and Rushing Raj is at the tail of the field. Chapman has Toka T, a narrow leader as they work down past the wire on the first occasion. From the outsider, Ever Steady, who's only a neck away. 1.5 lengths to Rudy's Fantasy, beautifully placed early in the runners third, followed by Rabinski. Nadim next. Over on the rail, Bat Shoof saddles 5 lengths off the early action. After 2 comes the grey Ski Champ covering Cool Gold Mood, and at the tail of proceedings is Rushing Raj into the backstretch. 5/8 of a mile to go in the Tanforan, and Rudy's Fantasy away from the rail with a quick bid, moves up on terms with Toka T. There's a bit of pressure on up front, and they race 2.5 lengths clear of Rabinski. Ever Steady drifting back already. Hansen punching Bat Shoof through along the rail to get up on terms with Rabinski. They're going to chase the leading pair into the far bend. Nadim is camped out wide. Cool Gold Mood going forward on the rail, followed by Ski Champ. Rushing Raj just 5 lengths last. Rudy's Fantasy draws a neck clear of Toka T, turning down the side. 3 lengths away, Rabinski, Bat Shoof, followed by Nadim, Cool Gold Mood, Ski Champ. Then Ever Steady and last Rushing Raj. Around the bend, 3/16 left to go. And Rudy's Fantasy accelerates, kicks nicely clear by 2 lengths to Bat Shoof, getting away from the fence and running home boldly. Nadim is chiming in down the outside, but Rudy's Fantasy still the one to catch. 100 yards to go in the Tanforan, and Rudy's Fantasy is clear by over a length to Bat Shoof and Nadim, and Rudy's Fantasy too good, wins by a length. Second, Bat Shoof. It's a blanket finish for third. Rushing Raj has rushed down the outside, is in a camera with Rabinski and Nadim. Just behind them, Ski Champ, followed by the fading Toka T. Further back is Cool Gold Mood, and one of the last, Ever. Ever Steady.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 1
The winner of the Tanforan Handicap is Rudy's Fantasy, a 4-year-old bay colt by Nureyev out of Rainbow's Edge, bred in Kentucky by Flaxman Holdings Limited, raced by Lord Gordon White, trained by Richard Cross Jr., Jim Hilling, the substitute trainer, and the winning rider, Luis Ortega. Standing by for advice of third, the time 1:44 2/5. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting a trophy to the winning connections of today's Tanforan Handicap is Mr. Tony Zidic, a director of the Bay Meadows Operating Company. After the photo for third, 7 Rushing Raj is awarded that placing, 317, and a further photo for fourth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while your attention is still focused on the winner's circle, the host of Bay Meadows today, Brian Beach, as a special guest for us.
Cool. Richard, tell us about Rudy's Fantasy. This horse seems to love this Bay Meadows turf course, obviously, but this race, it seemed like the winning move was made on the backstretch.
If he lost, I think I'd have hung, drawn, and quartered my jog. That's not the way the horse has been ridden before, but he seems to know him best and he was going well for him, so he judged it right.
Could you tell he was coming up to this race in fine form?
Yeah, he's been very well. He had no luck in his last race at all, and you could really ignore it. So on form, he had every chance. It was just in the luck of the running.
The last race you just threw out then in your mind?
Yeah, he had no chance. Right from the very word go, he was drawn wide, had to take back to last, and was no pace.
Well, from here, do you come back for the Bay Meadows Handicap?
From here, we go home and think.
All right, very diplomatic from Richard Cross Jr. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's go back to Michael.
Good on you, Brian. The event is now official, 3-1-7. 3-1-7, the official placings on the Tanforan. The $5 exacta returns $132. Set now. Racing. Such a Warrior and Run Retsina Run, the first two to hit the ground, and they're going to dispute the early lead from Tough to Crack, Spin Bow and Low Viva's last. Only 2.5 lengths covers the quintet though, with 5/8 of a mile to go. Toe Hill has Run Retsina Run, a narrow leader. Now here's Tough to Crack going fast out, 3 wide to take him on, and Such a Warrior is going to take the trail. Pops in third along the rail, short of half a mile to go. Close up a Spin Bow and Low Viva, who works away from the rail to start a run, and they're nice and tight. Into the far turn, 3/8 to go. Tough to Crack is testing Run Retsina Run. They're 2 lengths clear. Gonzalez works up to third now aboard Low Vive. Spin Bow was forced to cover extra ground. Such a Warrior inside that pair. Again, that gets past them actually to be third at the top of the stretch, and Bay's about to work away from the rail as they straighten up for the run home in the Atherton. Tough to Crack goes to the lead narrowly from Run Retsina Run, who's boxing on determinedly, and 2 lengths away Such a Warrior. Then Spin Bow, Run Retsina Run gets the better of Tough to Crack with a 16th to go. Such a Warrior can't get to them, and Run Retsina Run, after being headed fractionally, is too good. Stretches away to win nicely. Tough to Crack second, Such a Warrior checks in third. Clear of Spin Bow, and last is Low Vive. The time on the Atherton Stakes is 1:09 3/5. Back to the winner's circle comes the undefeated Run Retsina Run, bred in California by the owner Jerry Harper, trained by R.L. Martin and ridden by Kento Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very distinguished trophy presenter. Following the running of the Atherton Stakes in the winner's circle, with the winning connections of today's Atherton, is Mr. Shel Cavalli, newly elected chairman of the board of the California Jockey Club and prominent Northern California horseman. The result is now official, 5-3-2. The $5 exacta pays $19.50. And the $2 daily triple on the numbers 7, 9 and 5, $55.20.
She's in line, and Aloha Corrine completes the lineup. They're all in line. They're racing in the brown Bess Breeders Cup Handicap. Bunka is going to the front. Gaelic Bird is out second. Tanya's Tuition came away third. Then Sweet Roberta on the outside. Let Fly is tucked in at the rail, racing 2.5 lengths off the lead. It's another two back to Aloha Corrine. They're fairly tightly bunched as they race past the stands for the first time. Bunka and Tanya's Tuition, and these two go out to set the pace. Let Fly saves ground on the inside. Gaelic Bird in between horses races fourth. Sweet Roberta right to the outside of her. Aloha Corrine is racing 7 lengths off the leader. Onto the backstretch now, a two-horse battle. Bunka and Tim Doocy, Jack Cannell and Tanya's Tuition. These two matching strides. Sweet Roberta sent up 3 wide to challenge for the lead. Let Fly is moving up between horses. The pace is fairly slow. Right there, too, is Gaelic Bird, the favorite. She has 2 lengths to make up, and she's 3 lengths clear of Aloha Corrine. They went the half in 49 and 1, a slow pace into that far turn. Bunka going rather easily, has the lead, but is being challenged by Tanya's Tuition. These two right together on the lead, and Sweet Roberta's a length and a half behind them. Let Fly saves ground. Then comes the favorite Gaelic Bird. Marco Castaneda hasn't asked her to run at all. She's 2.5 lengths off the lead and should be able to kick it in from here. And then comes Aloha Corrine. They're coming to the top of the stretch. It's Tanya's Tuition ahead in front. Bunka, the long shot, hanging right in there in second. Sweet Roberta, Marco Castaneda lets Gaelic Bird loose, and here she comes on the far outside. Gaelic Bird on the far outside sweeps by the field and takes command. Aloha Corrine rallies late on Tanya's Tuition. It's Gaelic Bird winning the brown Bess. And now returning to the winner's circle, the very talented winner of the brown Bess, number 3, Francois Fab's Gaelic Bird, a 4-year-old bay filly by Gay Messine out of Orange Bird. Gaelic Bird is trained by Richard Mandela and sub-trainer Jim Hilling, winning jockey Marco Castaneda. Gaelic Bird was bred in France by the owner. The 8th race is now official. It was won by number 3, Gaelic Bird. Second, number 4, Tanya's Tuition. Third, number 6, Aloha Corrine. And fourth, number 5, Sweet Roberta. The 3-4 exacta pays $28.50. The 9th race is up next. There is exacta wagering on race 9. There are no changes. Post time in 24 minutes at 5:08. They are all in line. They're racing in the Bay Meadows Debutante. 4 Dixie is going to the front. Green Vitamins is out second. Darrell Dancer third. And there goes Blue Satin in the red silks to engage for the lead. Society Doll sits off the 4-horse Speed Duel down the backstretch. Blue Satin has reached the front and now clears by a length. 4 Dixie second, Green Vitamins third, Darrell Dancer 3 wide, and right there on their outside. Now they're 6 lengths farther back to Society Doll. Into the far turn, they have to catch Blue Satin. Russell Bays and Blue Satin leading it by a length and 3/4. 4 Dixie tries to make a run at her in second. Darrell Dancer and Green Vitamins are next. Society Doll has 6 to come as they move to the top of the stretch. It's Blue Satin a length and a half in front. 4 Dixie is second by 2, then Green Vitamins. Society Doll is moving through on the inside. She's looming boldly as they come down the stretch. Blue Satin in front. Here comes Society Doll charging up on the outside. Ron Warren and Society Doll to the front. Blue Satin is back into second as Society Doll pulls away. Society Doll going off to win the Bay Meadows Debutante impressively over Blue Satin with Green Vitamins third. Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the winner's circle. Presenting a trophy to the winning connections of today's Bay Meadows Debutante is Mr. William Dow, General Manager of the West Coast office of the Daily Racing Form, and Mr. Don Fleming, Editor of the West Coast edition of the Daily Racing Form. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Mr. William Dow and Mr. Don Fleming. Returning to the winner's circle, the unofficial winner of the Bay Meadows Debutante, number 3, Black Gold Enterprises, and Michael Lippett's Society Doll. A 2-year-old chestnut filly by Imp Society out of Miss Calamity Jane. Society Doll is trained by Christopher Pash and assistant Jack Hames, winning jockey Ron Warren. Society Doll was bred in Kentucky by Robert A. Gentry. The 8th race is now official. It was won by number 3, Society Doll, second number 4, Blue Satin, third number 1, Green Vitamins, and fourth number 2, 4 Dixie. The 3-4 exacta pays $70.50. In the daily triple, the winning numbers of 2, 2, and 3 pays $1,079.40.